Oh, oh. It is two wolves. You thought I was gone, but I'm back. Wolves always regenerate. A number of stories have come up lately that must be told, so I'm reactivating the channel. From 13, this is 13 May, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is 13 April 2015. The story's from the 9th of April, and I'm talking to you on the 13th. The story comes from Uutiset, which is in Finland. Aalto University helps Native Americans relocate after whales warn of impending tsunami. There's two salient points to the story. Part one, what a wonderful miracle of global cooperation between the Finnish people and the Quileute Band of Washington State, U.S. Mitakuye, we are all related, right? Tragic part of this is that the whales have warned of an impending tsunami, and the Quileute, a highly shamanic people, and in fact the same band featured in the fictional story Twilight, do call the whales, as you'll see, and they speak with the whales, as do the Maori and many Pacific Islanders. The communication is deep and real. Here's a quick map. It's just a tad cluttered, so I'll actually, by the way, those who said that Google Earth was going away really weren't right. I'll declutter a bit. This is the Canadian border, and in this story there is no border. We're all related. This is the Salish Sea. It's also known as the Strait of Juan de Fuca. This is the Cascadia Trench, the Cascadia Fault, always ready to go. Vancouver Island in Victoria, Van City is here. This is Washington State, and this is the Olympic Peninsula. And if you go back in my archives from 2011, after Fukushima happened, you'll see I did a number of stories about the Quileute people and their cousins the Makah, who live up here. They are somewhat related to the many indigenous peoples who live right up the coast all the way up to Haida Gwaii. A rare Native American tribe from the Pacific Northwest says whales have informed them that a natural disaster will soon wipe out their reservation in Washington State. They have started a move to higher ground project to move their community to a new location. By a series of coincidences, Finland's Aalto University was selected by the tribe's council to draw up the building plans. Here's a picture we've seen. This is James Island, an anciently sacred area where the departed are buried. And La Push is just back over here on the other side of the lagoon. And that's the ocean. The entire reservation is at sea level or lower. Finland's Aalto University is helping a rare North American indigenous people design a new hometown that's out of harm's way. In a cooperative effort with a backstory as unlikely as any that could be imagined, the Quileute tribe of La Push holds a ritual each year where every woman, man, and child on the res summons local whales, dolphins, sharks, seals, and other marine species to the community's beach by playing drums. The tribe's chief then wades among the animals and interprets the sounds they make. Actually, it would be the medicine people. Usually that's the same as the chief. But they can indeed speak with the animals. In 2014, tribal leaders said they received information from the Pacific Ocean whales that a large tsunami would soon hit their community. La Push is located at the intersection of three tectonic plates and is prone to earthquakes of a 9-point magnitude. 9-point magnitude. The tribe immediately started to make plans to move their community to higher ground. It applied for and received money from both the state of Washington and the federal government to fund the location. I want to point out really quickly that before the white man corralled them and consigned them to a very tiny res right here, most of this part of the Olympic Peninsula was actually Quileute land. Now they only have this. Aalto University became involved in the project after a Finn working at Microsoft in Seattle knew the person handling the business affairs of the tribe and heard of their situation. This Finn also knew the associate professor of the Aalto University School of Architecture, Trev Harris, and recommended the tribe approach Harris's team. The tribe chose the Aalto University group to plan a new community for them that would include 50 new housing units and a new school. Harris and his team returned from their first visit to La Push in March. He tells how the tribe hired his group to complete the task. On the last day, there was a meeting of the tribal council. When it was over, the chief stood and said, "You're all hired," Harris says. He says it wasn't money alone that won his team from Finland the job. They were completely fed up with the business world seething around them. As soon as the news of the government funding went public, all kinds of, insert the word greedy here, construction firms came peddling their wares. The chief said to me that your team's way of dealing with things shows us much more respect than what we are accustomed to. The Aalto University intends to take advantage of local woodworking skills and build a new higher ground community from Canadian redwood in an effort to revive the indigenous building tradition. I think that's not quite right because there's no redwoods in the area. This would be most likely cedar, which would be traditional. And the Quileute, like most coastal peoples, are incredibly gifted, have always been very gifted in woodworking, totem building, and so forth. This is the part I want you to see whether you're native or not. According to the tribe, the operation must be completed by 2017 before the tsunami arrives, says Harris. So I think we can conclude that probably the Cascadia is going to go sometime in 2017. The Quileute are a Native American people from the western state of Washington. Their population currently numbers approximately 2,000. After signing the Quileute Treaty in 1855, the Quileute people, well, I'm going to erase settled onto, because that's actually, were forced onto, the tiny Quileute Indian Reservation located near the southwest corner of Clallam County of Washington. The hub of the res is the community of La Push. The Americans say tribe, the word should be banned, but the Quileute claim that their history in North America goes back 7,000 years. Like many native peoples on the northwest coast, the Quileute once relied on fishing from local rivers and the Pacific Ocean for food. In fact, up until Fukushima, that was the main source of income for most of the coastal bands. The Quileute and the Makah tribes were also once great whalers. This is a really amazing story. This is part of Black Elk's prophecy that peoples from around the world would come to help the First Nations who are going to lead the way out of the mess. It's also really frightening in terms of the prophecy, and I believe the prophecy. So we do need to hold hands around the globe and work together to help make a way for all of the coastal peoples in harm's way. And if you live on any part of that Pacific coast, from southeast Alaska all the way down to California, you must be prepared more than you've been before. This is Two Wolves Out. I thank you for watching. Taquiasin. We are all one. All my relations. Aho.